Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Living In with Ann. This is a walk and talk that I do every morning. Money is a big thing right now for a lot of people. And so, next couple of days, we're going to be talking about all things money and money mindset and the way we think about it and such, right? So, good morning. I'm Ann Ferguson, and I'm an author, and I'm a walker, and a talker, and eventually a podcaster. So many awesome things are happening. All right. We're going to talk about money today. I heard something yesterday that absolutely fascinated me. So those of you who saw my post this morning, we're going to talk about your relationship with money. That's why greedy is the thing. But we actually hate greedy so much that sometimes we give away our money too freely. And then we don't have enough. I am totally guilty of that. So this is what I heard. I have a friend, and she was talking with a life coach. Her name's Corrine Woods. She's a brilliant life coach. And she was talking about this practice that she started, and it fascinated me. And that is she set her timer for 10 minutes every day and would have a walk and talk with money. She would walk and talk with money. And she'd ask money questions. She said that she found out through the questions that she has a narcissistic relationship with money, and she's the narcissist. So here's the questions. Are you ready? Questions are number one. As you're talking and walking, what would you like me to know about you today? So you ask money. What would you like me to know about you? So part of the premise is that money is just energy, and I am just energy. And the construct of money is actually a man-made thing. But money is the way that God supplies us with things, right? So it's just an energy. So I would love for you to take a minute to personify money, but not in a negative way, just like, hey, I'm curious about you. For me, it's almost like a child. If I were to talk to a child and say, I just hate you. I wish I never had to deal with you. Life would be so much easier. I have said that about money. I hate money. I wish it didn't even exist. And if it didn't exist, we could all just be on the same page. It would just be great. So if I were to actually say that to a human, I wish you didn't exist. Would that human want to come around to me very much? It's like, okay, I just want to exist. Okay. So what would you love me to know about you today is one of the questions. The next question, have I hurt you? What have I done to hurt you? Have I hurt you recently? And the third question is, how do you feel about me? How do you feel about me? So this idea of having this conversation was fascinating to me. It took the shoulds out. You should be this way and you should be that way and you shouldn't spend your money on this and you shouldn't spend your money on that and you shouldn't be frivolous, but you should be abundant. All of that kind of got erased when I thought about this concept of having a conversation with money. So I'll tell you what happened for me yesterday. Because I took I didn't take 10 minutes. I took like 5 and I went, I'm going to play around with this a little bit, see what happens. Corey Wood says that it changed everything for her to do this 10-minute walk and talk with money every day. So yesterday, when I asked, what would you love me to know about you? The thought came into my head, I'm stretched too thin. You've stretched me too thin. And I'm like, I've stretched you too thin. Oh, you know what it was, guys? I have some subscriptions out there and I have some things that I pay for monthly that I am not using. Some things that used and served me in the past, but it's not serving me anymore. And so I kind of felt just like, a mom who's in several different places at the same time and just stretched too thin and is trying so hard and is exhausted. That's the feeling I felt when I heard I'm stretched too thin. Okay. Okay. So what have I got to do? I got to go in, find those subscriptions, call a couple of companies and cancel some things and say, I'm bringing you back home, giving you a little bit of rest, not demanding that you're out there quite so much. And I'm so glad that you told me. Isn't that fascinating and so cool, right? Okay, let's do this. How many of you give out of lack? Okay, what that means is you don't have quite enough. Somebody else has a need and you give to them even though you don't have enough. It's almost like telling the child, you need to go over there and you need to clean that whole house, scrub it down. They need it. And then when they come home, like, I mean, you just totally abandoned me. My house isn't even clean. Like, you were supposed to clean my house today, and I don't know why you're so lazy. Ooh, can you see that as a relationship that we might have with money? Okay, giving from abundance says, hey, sweetheart, there's a need over there. How do you feel about that? Are you okay? Okay, well, what about just 1 hour? Just, that much. And then come back. And then we'll do something to nurture you. What about that? What about still being generous, but not making it money work so hard that it can't serve you? Okay, another question. Oh, my friend said this. Have you ever gotten a great big windfall, like more money than you expected? Could be tax return stuff, could be a gift, and you still say it's never enough. Like, I've got all this, I have to spend on all of these things, and it's still not enough. Oh my gosh, have any of you been? So this same friend just messaged me as we were speaking. She's at the court. She just signed the documents on her divorce. And I will tell you, my heart is just a major happy dance. I usually don't happy dance about divorce, but I know what has gone on in this one. And I'm so excited for her. She said, when she wrote this message yesterday, that having big money and then saying that it's not enough is how she feels her husbands have treated her. No matter how much she did, how big she showed up, wasn't ever enough. Oh my gosh, guys. What if we had that particular conversation with money? And it said, look, I showed up for you. I came. And you told everybody it's not enough. Ooh. Kind of changes the way we're thinking, right? I would love to hear your own thoughts on this. Like, I would love to hear comments about your relationship with money and what you see that you do as far as how you treat it. Because I got some big ideas about how I treat it. I expect it to serve me. And then I don't give it any acknowledgement. There's been times where I absolutely do that. How many of you have done this? How many of you have said, I don't have any money. I don't have any money. I don't have any money. I am going to tell you right now that every last one of you who have ever said that in your life is lying. Do you know why? I bet if you go right now and you lift up couch cushions or like under your couch or in a remote pocket or even in a purse, you have a penny. Do you have money? You do have money. Now, here's a really, really big thing. A few weeks ago, we talked a lot about declaration and that our words have power. When you say, I can't afford that. What I would love for you to know is that feels like it's outside circumstances. You can say, I choose not to spend my money there. So let's take that on in ownership and kind of in a nurturing way of money. Okay? Money. Hey, so there's an opportunity for you to go over here, and this is the benefit and the return. What do you think about that, money? Is that a good place for us to be? And money can go, yep, I think I need more. I need some friends. So you can go get some more money and it'll come to you because there's an agreement. Or money says, no, 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 no. I don't want to do that. Let's not do that. There's something else I can do better for you. How cool is that? Talk to money. Let's see if money will answer you. Okay. Another one. And then we're going to stop this because I want you guys' heads to explode. And I want you to be thinking about your relationship with money and having this talk. Okay. What about stingy? Let's talk narcissism for a minute. Narcissism is, I want you to do all the things for me, and that proves that I'm valid. And I'm going to keep everything to myself and make you work for my love. Okay. So, what about the stingy? That I'm not giving any of my money up. Talk to money about that. Hey, money, how would you like me to know? I'd like you to know that my purpose on earth is to bless the lives of others. And I feel held hostage because I can't. I can't bless because you won't let me. You're holding me down. Isn't that interesting if you do it that way? That's different than, hey, money, what would you like me to know about you? I want you to know that you keep sending me places and abandoning me. And I don't feel like I matter to you because you don't even see how hard I work. Wow. Does that change the way you do money? Okay, we're going to talk more in different mindset ways about this, but I am on a quest for the next 30 days to have a conversation with money. And I'm going to do the 10-minute thing. I'm going to try this. For me, this is like it's a new science experiment, right? A new science experiment. What will happen if I talk to money with compassion, with partnership, with excitement about how we can love on each other? What happens to my financial world and life? What happens to the relationship? Now, right before we end today, I want to talk really quickly about a big lie that I have seen. There is something that is this huge, huge lie that we get all twisted around as we contemplate this whole subject today. The love of money is the root of all evil. This feels very loving to talk to money this way, and it doesn't feel evil. So I'd love for you to consider this. What does that mean, the love of money versus loving on money? We are going to love on money. We're going to nurture it. We're going to love it, right? So one of the things that I want to leave with you is how important it is to be involved in a community of like-minded people. Corey Woods circulates around some of the circles that I'm in. And I haven't talked, I might have talked to her directly once or twice, but I know of her and I know of her work. And being in a community of other people who are shifting mindset, who are willing to look into their feelings a little bit, who are willing to be creators, surrounding yourself in that community is so important. I would have never, ever heard about this had I been outside of the community of people who are trying to better their lives in the right way. Not, and I'm going to stomp all over you to get money way. I want to add value to your life. I would love to see you be thriving in your genius, that kind of way. So in the Igniting Your Belief classes, that is one of the things that we do. It's not just that you meet once a week, but we join into the community of everyone else. And in your class, you have a Marco Polo group that we talk back and forth, and you're starting to hear other like-minded people who have thoughts just like you and struggles just like you and are overcoming and giving you hope. If you are in the process of wanting to create things and you want that one-on-one support in the creation mode, Creator's Mindset is the class that I would love for you to look at. All right, everybody, walk and talk with money. I love you and I love this community. I'm so grateful. You get me out of bed every morning and get me walking. I did not want to do this today. If it wasn't for you, I would not be exercising today. So that's it. I love you. Have a super great day.